Bring your palms to touch at your heart. We'll begin our strong Hatha class today with one Om. Inhale to Om. Bow your head in gratitude to Mother Earth, to yourself, to your yoga practice, to all the blessings you have in life. Blink your eyes open and circle your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms to face up, and exhale, side bend over towards the right, just laterally. Inhale, come upright, and exhale, side bend over towards the right. Inhale, come upright, exhale, palms come to touch, draw them down to your heart. 2 more times like that. Inhale, circle your arms up, look up. Flip your palms, stretch up, exhale, side bend over towards the right. Inhale, come upright, find a nice long spine. Exhale, bend over towards the left. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw them down to your heart. Beautiful. Sweep your arms up. Reach up through your ring fingers. Look up. Flip your palms to face up. Nice long side body. Exhale, over towards the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come up. And exhale, palms come to your heart. Good. That was great, right? Interlace your hands behind your back, roll your shoulders up, and then ground down through your knuckles. Okay, so find some extension in your spine. So think of a cow pose here. Bend your elbows towards one another, and then look up. Feel nice expansiveness in your collarbones. Good. Now find a long spine once again. So take any rounding or arching out of your back, and then bring your knuckles over towards the right side. So keep your palms together if you can, and your right elbow will move back into space, and then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. You should feel a nice stretch in your neck. Now, if this doesn't work with you, with the palms interlaced behind your back, because it'll make a little deeper stretch, you can always have your hands out, arms straight. Otherwise, try this variation and maybe lower your chin towards your right collarbone. And breathe into it. Let it come back to center. So everything's facing the front, shoulders peel back, knuckles come down, elbows squeeze in. Do your best to reach the heels of the palms towards one another. And then come back upright, knuckles come over towards the left. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder, and feel a nice stretch in the right side of your neck. So make sure you're not side bending at the same time. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Maybe diagonally lower your chin towards your left underarm. Chin back to center. Knuckles draw down, chest lifts. And let's try a little bit of a forward fold here. So your knuckles might not go far. That's okay. Try not to lift your butt up off of the earth, and keep your sit bones grounded. Your forehead may not touch the earth. Mine doesn't. That's fine. So just let it hang there. And feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Good. Lead with your knuckles. On an inhale, come up. Release the bind of your fingers. Fingertips high, and then exhale, seated spinal twist over towards the right. So a very gentle version here. You don't have to, crank anything. Just a nice gentle twist to begin. We'll inhale to find length through the spine. So draw your navel in and up, and then exhale to twist. Using your left hand on the knee as leverage. Right hand's behind you or like a kickstand. Reminding your spine to stay nice and long. Inhale, come back to center, fingertips high, find some neutralization, and exhale to the other side. Inhale, lengthen up, and exhale to twist. And breathe. Find nice, calm, and equal inhalations and exhalations. Good. On an inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up, and exhale, hands come behind you. So your fingers will be facing towards your hips, wrist creases back. Inhale to roll your shoulders up and back, elbows in. Stay here if you want, or exhale, lift your hips up off of the earth. Gaze can be up, or if you want to drop your head, drop your head. One more round of breath. Keep lifting up with your hips. Engage the glutes, but not 100%. Good. And exhale, lower your hips down towards the earth. Let's come to butterfly or Baddha Konasana. So the soles of your feet will touch. And fly. Fly your butterfly. And while you're flying, just give your feet a little love. So take your thumbs and massage that big medial arch of your foot. We got 3 arches in our feet going on right now. Not right now, all the time. The medial, the transverse, and the lateral. And if you massage the entirety of the bottom of the feet, you're surely going to hit all 3 arches. Good. But keep flying, you beautiful butterfly. You keep flying. Just getting into the hips. We're doing a lot of hip stuff today and core stuff. It's going to be so fun. All right, so let's plant our feet. You can use your hands to close up your knees, feet or hips width distance apart, or about 2 fists width distance. We're going to move through a reverse table and an L-sit. I've done this in a few of my classes before, so if you know this isn't for you, maybe you want to take the reverse table and just come to Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold instead. Make sure your hands are a little wider than your hips because we're going to be swinging those bad boys right through our arms. Okay, so on an inhale, begin to lift your hips up. Shoulders, hips, knees are all in one line. And then as you exhale, you're going to press away from the earth. Heels stay on the earth. Swing your hips through. Engage the core and find this nice rounded motion like our cat pose. 2 more. Inhale, find your reverse tabletop. Bend your elbows just a little bit to protect the elbow joint. And exhale, swing on through. Good. Inhale, 1 more. Lift your hips. Exhale, swing it on through. Good. Come back to your bottom. My shirt's getting a little saucy here. Excuse me. And let's extend our right leg. And our left toes will come in for Janu Sirshasana, our single leg forward fold. So inhale to reach your arms up and then pivot your chest so it's over your leg and then exhale to fold. So you want both hips to be on the ground. For me, I like to bring my left hand to the outside of my right foot and then my right palm a little bit more over towards the right because I have a tendency to want to, merge left, if you will. But this is what's helpful for me. Try your own variation. And maybe inhale, find length, and exhale, fold 2, or pulse a few times to just kind of work the stretch gradually. Good. So today we're going to be holding the poses a little longer. So maybe about 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale, arms come up, left hand comes down, right arm stays up, lift your hips, stargazer pose. 3 breaths here, and let's find 3 back strokes. As we breathe, continue to lift your hips up. 2, 3, good work. Lower your hips down. Extend your left leg out. Toes face up for a wide-legged forward fold. You can bend your knees a little bit. Let's keep those toes facing up though and not turning in or turning out. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands come down like you're bowing down. And then whatever variation of this wide-legged forward fold feels good. And you don't have to go far. You You can stay right where you are. Your legs can be far out or closer together. It's totally up to you. You can use props, your forearms. You can skip the pose altogether. I can't see you. I wouldn't even know. Wherever you are, breathe. Just another 3 breaths here. Let it feel good. Then begin to press yourself up. John U on the other side. So bend into your right leg. Point your right toes towards your left inner thigh, and your heel will be pretty close to your groin there. Activate through your left toes. Inhale. And exhale to fold. For me, I like to grab the opposite side of my foot, so the left side, find length, and then help to kind of twist my spine over the straight leg. I just need a little bit more help. So find whatever variation works for you and feels good. Maybe my little tips help you, maybe they don't, but that's okay. Two more breaths. Let something go with each exhale so you can really focus on the breath, the body, the present moment. So good for you. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, your right hand comes down to the earth. Inhale to lift your hips up. Left toes stay up. And let's find 3 big back strokes with our left shoulder. Sending a little love to that joint. Releasing some stiffness or tension. Good. Lower the hips down. Elongate through both legs once again. Coming to that wide-legged forward fold. This time we're going to do a little exercise for our hip flexors. So tense your fingers right in front of you and then point your toes. Hip flexors. Okay, so with the strength of your right hip flexor, lift your right toes up. Good. Now with the strength of your left hip flexor, lift your left toes up. Good. So that's what we're going for here. So we want to keep the spine long. If it rounds a little bit, that's okay. Again, we're bringing awareness to our hip flexors. Okay, let's do 2 more times each side. Right, left, right, left. Good job. Okay. Bring your feet into our reverse tabletop position. Let's go through the reverse table L-sits 3 more times. Feet hips width distance, hands are a little bit wider than your hips. On an inhale, lift your hips up. Good, so you should feel some nice release in your hip flexors as well from that little exercise. Exhale, find your L-sit. Good, engage the core. Inhale, swing forward, sweet release in the hips. Exhale, swing through, all about the core. And the shoulders, of course. Inhale. Exhale, L-sit. Toes are active. Good. Lower your hips down. And left leg is long. Right toes come in. Wait, just kidding. We're going to do revolve Johnny starting on the other side. So our right toes are flexed. Left toes are pointed. We're going to move into revolve John U Shasana. This is one of my favorite poses. So inhale to circle your arms up. Look up. Right hand towards the left knee. And then exhale to reach over towards the big toe of your right foot. So use your right hand as leverage so that you can corkscrew your heart up towards the sky. But make sure you're keeping a lot of length here and you're not collapsing in the right side body. 3 more breaths. Gaze can be up. Let it feel good. Good. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, left hand down to the earth. Inhale, stargazer pose. Lift your hips up this time. If you want to find a bind, you absolutely can. So you find the right foot with the right hand and then kick away. Think of a side dancer pose. If that's not in the cards for you today, stay with your stargazer. Maybe incorporate some of those arm circles. 2 more breaths. Good. Exhale, lower your hips down towards the earth. Extend both legs, wide-legged forward fold. Let's do that hip flexor exercise one more time. So you can either have your flat hands or your tented fingers. Point your toes. Inhale right. Exhale. Inhale left. Exhale. Right. Left. Right. Left. Okay, we're good. We're going to find just a reverse tabletop. I'll give you a freebie on these L-sits, unless, of course, you want to add some more. So we'll find that sweet release in our hips by finding a reverse table. Good, and then lower your hips down. And now we extend our left leg. Right knee bends, coming into our revolve John U on the other side. Point your toes. Nice open stance here with your legs. So it's a little wider than the regular John U Sirsasana. So let's inhale our arms up, and now we're going to be tipping just laterally. So our left hand comes to our right knee, and then tip up and over. Again, we want to keep all the length in that left side body, so don't just immediately collapse. Good. Keep pointing your right toes into your left thigh, and find this nice stretch in your lower back. I know I feel it on my right lower back. 2 more breaths. Good. On an inhale, right arm comes up, and then place it behind you. Inhale, stargazer pose, lift your hips high, and find your variation. So if you want to bring all your weight on your right hand and your right knee, and find a bind, it'll feel really nice on your hip and on your quadricep. Wherever you are, just 2 more breaths. Find your expression, whatever it may be. Good. And exhale, lower everything down. And bring both feet out to plant, but nice and wide. So we're coming into Kurmasana, or our tortoise. So you can stay here if you want. You can maybe lower down. But if you do want to come into the full tortoise pose, thread your arms underneath your knees. And begin to walk your fingers back, and at the same time slide your heels forward. Maybe your forehead touches the earth, maybe it doesn't. Find whatever variation feels good, and if none of this feels good, you can hang out in butterfly or Baddha. About 3 more breaths in your tortoise pose. And where can you release a little bit of resistance? Maybe this isn't a pose that you normally practice. Good, we'll come out of it. So for me, I like to slide my arms back in the same way. And we're gonna come up, and let's roll over our knees and come to a tabletop position. I'm just going to switch where I am on the mat so that you can see me a little bit better. And why don't you go ahead and go right into some cat-cow. So about 3 of each. Lift your tail up, look up, and then exhale to round. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cow. 1 more round. Inhale. And exhale. Come to a neutral tabletop. And then lift your knees, lift your hips, come to downward facing dog. So spread your fingers nice and wide, nice sunny fingers. And feet can be about hips width distance apart. Bend your knees a little bit here just to start out, and really stick your tailbone up towards the sky. But we're not turning it into a back bend here, a nice long spine, so let's tuck the lower ribs in. Can you hear the cows? They're so hungry. And I know for me, I sometimes misjudge the length of my downward facing dog, but when you come to plank pose, that's a good way to test it out. So I have to swivel my feet back a little bit, give myself a little room to breathe. So let's come back to our plank and hold here. Engage the core. So tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. Not so much, but just a bit, so you can feel that tightening of the navel area. Good. Now let's bring our feet to touch. And now lower your right forearm down and your left forearm down. Now press your right hand up, your left hand up. So we're alternating from high plank to our forearm plank, and we're leading with the right. So right forearm, left. Right hand, left. 3 more. Forearm, forearm, right hand, left hand. Forearm, forearm, right hand, left hand. 1 more. Forearm, forearm, right hand, left hand. Good job. And now let's come down to our forearms once again. Lower our hips for our Sphinx pose. Okay, so allow your elbows to be right underneath your shoulders, or for me, I prefer them a little bit ahead, just to give myself a little space. And draw your shoulders back, press into the tops of your feet a lot, and instead of collapsing here into your shoulders, press down with your elbows. And let's draw our chin in towards our chest. So look at that space between your elbows and just breathe. You'll feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Keep drawing your shoulders back. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Blow your elbows out. Lower your forehead down, and then slide your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. Moving into baby cobra pose. Elbows super close to your body. On an inhale, use the strength of your back to lift your chest and your chin off of the earth. Maybe you lift your hands too. Good. Lower everything down. Keep your knees down. Press up and back and find your child's pose. And breathe. Fingers can come back towards the toes if you'd like. This is a great place to come if you ever feel like you've disconnected to your breath or to the present moment, or both. You're more than welcome to come here so that you can reconnect and meet up with us whenever. Or you can hit pause. There's that now. Let's come back to our downward facing dog. If you want to test your alignment by coming into plank, I know I do. And then come back to your downward facing dog. Good. Slow roll, come to your plank once again. This time, lower your left forearm and then your right forearm. Engage through the core. Left hand, right hand. So we're doing the same thing. We're alternating our high plank with our forearm plank. Sending a little love and strength to our shoulders. Left forearm, right forearm. So you want to keep the elbows under the shoulders, and then the hands replace the elbows. Avoid having your hips sway too much, although of course it'll happen. But you can zipper those legs together. 2 more. Engage the core. Get a little extra on this side, I think, but that's okay. Come to your forearms, and then lower your hips, untuck your toes, Sphinx pose. Good. Now blow your elbows out, forehead towards the earth, and then interlace your hands behind your back. Press down into the mat with the tops of your feet, and on an inhale, reach your knuckles back for your heels. Okay, so we're in this locust pose, this kind of Bhujangasana variation. Hi, Tarzan. Hands come underneath your shoulders, lower your forehead, just for a breath. Coming into a high cobra on an inhale, press into your hands, lift your lower ribs, your chest, shoulders, chin up off of the earth. Press into the tops of the feet a lot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower your forehead down. Just then to press up. Knees can stay down. Come back to our child's pose. And breathe. Let go of some of that heat you created. This should feel really nice on your shoulders now. We'll take 2 more breaths and then meet in downward facing dog. If you're ready, you can go there now. Good. Make your way to downward facing dog. And pedal it out. So lift one heel up and then the other. Let it feel like the best downward dog you've ever felt in your life. And then find a little stillness. Gaze in between your knees. Good. Now gaze forward and step towards the top of the mat. Ragdoll pose. Bend your knees a lot. Reach for opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Let everything just go. Just let it roll right off your back. Good. Now toe heel your feet into touch and slowly roll up to Tadasana mountain pose. Nice and slow. Up at the top, circle your shoulders up towards your ears, back and down. Spiral your thumbs out so your palms face towards the front of the room. So balance, like rock forward and back just a few times so that you can find all four corners of both feet. Activate through the quadriceps by lifting up the kneecaps. Tuck your tailbone under just a bit. Engage through the core. Shoulders are back. Spine is erect. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, fingertips move forward, up, palms separate, back bend, look up. Exhale, hands through the midline of your body, forward fold. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot back, lower onto your right knee. Fingertips stay on the earth, shoulders move back, low lunge. Exhale, step back to your plank. Inhale, move forward, lower your knees. Exhale, your chest and your chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana, tops of the feet down. And then exhale, press up, knees can stay down. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale to step your right foot in between your thumbs, lower onto your left knee. Shoulders lift, chest lifts. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Root down, rise up. Circle your arms up or forward. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, palms come to touch. And then all the way back down to Tadasana. Inhale, exhale, palms come to touch with the heart. Inhale, fingertips forward, up and back, back bend. Exhale, palms down the midline, forward fold, hinging at the hip. Inhale, look forward, step your left foot back, lower onto your left knee, chest lifts, fingers draw under the shoulders. Exhale, step back to plank. Move through your knees, chest, chin, or if you're ready for some chaturanga, pitch forward, lower half blade, create a 90-degree angle with your arms. Inhale, upward facing dog. So shoulders should be right over the wrists or behind. And then exhale, roll over the toes, come to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot in between your thumbs, lower onto your right knee. Draw your fingers back, chest lifts. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Root down, rise up. Bring your arms up overhead and back. Back bend. Exhale, palms come to touch. Draw them down to your heart. And then all the way down to Tadasana. Inhale, exhale, palms come to touch. Inhale, circle your arms up. If you want to back bend again, you can. Exhale, bend, and forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Shoulders and hips are in one line. Fingertips down or use your blocks. Exhale, plant your palms. Step one foot back and then the other. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press away. Draw your heels together. Exhale, roll over your toes and come to downward facing dog. Come forward to your plank pose and then lower to your forearm plank. Okay, we're moving into side plank. So let's put our right hand a little bit more into the middle of the mat. Right hand down, drop your hips, heel open towards the left for a side forearm plank. Okay, lift your hips up a little bit more. Stay here if you want, or find your tree pose. So with your right hand, left hand, reach for your left foot and place it anywhere on your leg other than your knee. Okay? Try to avoid having that knee go too far back. But keep squeezing the foot and the thigh together. Right toes are active. Good. Now keep that connection of your tree pose and find your forearm plank. Keep the tree. Keep the tree. Keep pressing in. Engage through the core. Good. Now find your high plank. Right hand comes down. Left hand comes down. Woo! Now three-legged dog. Lift your left leg up high towards the sky. And let's open the hip. So bend into the knee. Left kneecap high up towards your ceiling or whatever you got up there. Make some circles with your left toes. Shoulders are square. Good. Extend your left leg long and then step your left foot in between your thumbs. Rise up for a high lunge. Inhale to find length. Exhale to cactus your arms. Bend your right knee a lot so that it's hovering over the earth. And hold for 3, for 2. Tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. And 1, one-legged Tadasana, right leg lifts. Woo! Good. So you want the knee in line with the hip, arms up. Stay here. If you want a little bit more, point your right toes out and hold. For 5, for 4, maybe you even pulse the foot just a bit. 3, 2, 1. Good. Find your Samasthiti. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale, come forward. Find your plank. Exhale, lower forearm plank. Side plank to the right. So the left hand stays down. Grip it into the mat. Roll over onto the knife edge of your left foot. Right shoulder's right over the right elbow. Side forearm plank. Stay here if you want, or find the tree variation. Now that you know where we're going, you know how much core this actually takes. And actually, you're going to be pressing so much together with the right foot and the left thigh. So find your stability here first. Know that instability just breeds more instability. So before you move on, collect yourself. Good. And then let's make that transition. So find your forearm plank. I know I have to put my right hand down first. Keep squeezing. Super active inner thighs. Good. Now make that journey up towards the high plank. It's challenging. And then find your three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Bend into the right knee, open the hip. Make circles with the toes. Shoulders are square. You can make circles with the knees if you want. Good. Extend the right leg long, toes to face down, and then step the right foot in between the thumbs and prepare yourself for our high lunge. So the fingertips are high, thumbs are dialing back just a bit, and we're really high on that back heel, okay? So our heel's not dropping or somewhere in between. It's like we're wearing some super duper high heels. Why? I don't know. So fingertips are high, and then exhale, cactus your arms and bend into both knees a lot, okay? And hold. For 5, gaze can be up. Don't panic. Don't hold your breath. We're just holding the pose. For 3, for 2, for 1. Good. One-legged Tadasana. Launch forward and up. Find your balance. Hug everything into the midline. And stay here if you want. Or point your left toes and hover the leg. For 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Maybe pulsing. Oops, sorry, forgot. We all out of whack now. Now you'll be fine. Palms to come to touch and breathe. In through your nose and out through your mouth. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Good. Now take a big step open towards the right. Arms are horizontal and your feet are parallel. Inhale, right toes face out, moving into Trikonasana. So both legs are super straight, and then we're gonna reach, 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 and tip on an exhale. So this is where your block could come in handy on the outside of that right shin. If you want it, we just wanna make sure that we're not rounding forward like this. Everything is nice and stacked and angular, and this left palm is facing towards the front of the room, so we're not doing any sort of wonky business with this left shoulder, okay? Good, now squeeze your heels together. Left fingertips are overhead now, assuming your head is going that way. And now reach your right arm up. So it's like you're holding a beach ball. Really engage through the core. Hug your legs together, specifically your heels, and hold for 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Inhale, come all the way up, feet parallel, and arms horizontal. Exhale. Good. Other side. Inhale, left toes face towards the front. Reach, 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 reach on an inhale. Exhale to tip. Okay, so your arms are in one nice long line. Let's avoid just putting all of our weight into our shin or our block. It's even better if you can leave this left arm hovering. Tuck the left hip underneath and hold. I think we got some monkeys coming. Good. Now let's prepare for that beach ball. So the right fingertips move towards the front of the room. And then we got the left arm coming up to be horizontal, parallel with the earth. Hug your legs together, squeeze for 3, for 2, for 1. On an inhale, both arms come up, feet parallel, and exhale here, arms are horizontal. Hands can come to the hips. Inhale to look up, and exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Hey, Willie. Hi, sweet boy. So your hands can come to the earth and walk your hands away. Why don't we go ahead and flip our palms? Well, not really your palms, your fingers to face back, and then crawl yourself underneath your body. Lift your toes up, and make sure you have super active legs here. So lift up through your kneecaps to engage through your quadriceps. And stick your butt up in the air just like you would in our downward facing dog. So we're not rounding so much. We're finding a flat back. Good. Now walk your fingertips away. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, hands can come to hips. Inhale, come all the way up. And then hands come behind you to find a bind. Just like we did earlier in class. On an inhale, look up, knuckles draw down. And exhale to hinge and forward fold. And rainbow your knuckles up and over towards the front. Bend your elbows just a bit and your knees just a bit, but super active legs. You'll feel a stretch all along the back line of your body. If your hands are separated like this, work hard to get those palms to touch. And it'll come with time, it absolutely will, but that's kind of one of our goals for our chest expansive forward folds. Good. On an inhale, lead with your knuckles and come all the way up. Release your arms out. Exhale, Samasthiti, come to the top of your mat. Good. We're going to move through eagle pose, find a little balance. So I'll come to face you. So find your eagle, I swear, and then your chin mudra. Okay, little bend in your knees. Your eagle. Right arm lift, or right leg lifts up, and find whatever eagle wrap you want. Okay, so once or twice, it's totally up to you. But if you did find twice, make sure that your hips are facing towards the front. Okay, so get a little bit lower in your stance, whatever that is. And then we got the left underneath the right. Find the once or twice of the bind. Shoulders stay over hips. On an inhale, fingertips come high. And exhale to draw everything together. However, those forearms move away. You'll feel some serious broadening through your back body. For 3, keep squeezing. 2, 1, good. Unwind, find your eagle. Good, flap a little bit. All right, come down, and then shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out. Good, back to business. Find your eagle, left leg lifts. Chin mudra, okay? Index finger and thumb. Okay. Stay here if you want, or if you want to find a single wrap, double wrap, whatever is going to work for you today for our eagle. The right leg's just in front, that's all we need to work on. And lower your hips down just a bit. So find your balance, engage through your core. Right comes under, left comes up. Ditch the chin mudra, and maybe your palms come to touch. This is what we're going for. So maybe one day you'll get there. If it's back of the hands, that's totally fine. But know that that's what we're trying for, so that our thumbs can come towards our third eye. So inhale to bring your fingertips up and your butt lower. And then as you exhale, forearms come forward. Feel that broadening taking place in your back body. For 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Find your eagle. And then lower down. And shake it out. Good. Vinyasa. Or skip it, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, hinge and forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, step back, lower chaturanga. Up dog, shoulders back, downward facing dog. Good. Lower into child's pose. Untuck your toes, knees together. Forehead down and fingers are back towards your toes. Good, let's come to downward facing dog whenever you're ready. And lift your right leg up, toes to face down. And then exhale, right foot all the way on the right side of your mat, on the outside of your right hand. Come forward and back a few times, pulsing in and out of our lizard lunge. And then walk your right foot up even more and lower onto your left knee. Right hand comes to the right ankle or calf and press forward. So we're trying to make a little bit of space for our shoulder to go underneath us. We're going to be moving into our hurdler's pose or our hurdler's pose prep. It's an arm balance. So keep pressing. And then eventually you're going to place your hands down on the earth. And find chaturanga arms. So you're finding this shelf. So I have my right elbow underneath my right thigh, and then my left elbow is on the side of my body by my ribs. So I'm going to slowly begin to walk my right foot forward, and then lift my right foot up. And then tap the toe, lift, tap. And then maybe I can hold it up. Maybe I can lift off of my left knee. Maybe I can lift off of the left foot. Now we're going to come to chaturanga here, so if you want to come back to your lizard and step back, you can. Or if you want to play around with stepping back from the hurdlers, you can. Find your upward dog. And then your downward facing dog. Good job. Now we're trying the other side, so the left leg lifts. Lower onto your right knee. You want to shimmy up and back a few times before lowering the knee, you can. Lower the knee again if you lifted it. And then walk the left foot forward. And then in. Left hand presses away, so you really want to tuck the shoulder underneath the back part of your knee. And then once you get a little connection here, you want to find your chaturanga arms. So again, it's like a shelf instead of like wings. And so we're working our elbows to be right on top of our wrists. So maybe you slide out the left toes. My blocks are in the way. And you just play around with tapping that foot. Or maybe you can lift it all the way. Maybe the right leg lifts. We'll come back to chaturanga, play it around. Good. Pedal out your feet here. Inhale to look up. And step towards the top of the mat. Inhale. Halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Root down, rise up. Circle your arms up overhead. Palms come to touch and draw them down to your heart. Good. Now just flip your palms so that they're facing out. Let's find a little bit of a wrist stretch. So you're drawing your elbows down and pressing the backs of your hands in. All right, come back to the top of your mat. Straight like I did. Separate your feet. You're going to be moving into Malasana. Now you can come kind of towards the middle of your mat. Inhale, circle your arms up. And exhale, find your Malasana. Good. Hands come down to the earth and lift your butt up. So we're moving into Firefly or Titivasana. So just as we did with hurdlers, we're going to kind of tuck our shoulders underneath us and work towards getting both sets of toes up. So maybe you can walk your feet a little bit closer here. Hands can come down to the earth. And now we're looking for that shelf. So my hands are about hips width distance apart, shoulder width distance apart, and I'm finding my chaturanga arms. Okay, almost, a little bit. So I'm just kind of cradling the weight of my hips on my elbows. So kind of tip back a little bit and point your toes. And then lift your right toes up and place them back down. Claw into the earth. Left toes up and down. Good. Keep pressing up. Your shoulders, right, left, right, left. Good job. Now if you want to try to go to chaturanga from here, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Okay, so skip it if you'd like, or add an extra. It's up to you. We're actually going to come to our child's pose. Knees to touch, untuck the toes, and breathe. Good. Now begin to lift up and extend your right leg long. So we're moving into a half virasana. It's actually called Trianga Mukha Paschimottanasana. So your right leg is going to be straight, and then take the fleshy part of your calf on your left leg and pull it out. And this is going to make it easier to root down through both sit bones. Now, if you have any sort of knee injuries, definitely 100% skip this. This might not feel good on that top part of your knee. You want to make sure the left heel is super close in towards your butt. And if you want to use a block for underneath your hips or a bolster, you absolutely can. We're going to fold forward on an inhale, find length, and exhale to fold. So your hands can come right to the earth, anywhere you want, no big deal. Flex your toes back towards your face and just find a nice cooling breath. In through your nose, and maybe a cooling breath out or not. One more, inhale. Bring your spine upright. Now we're going to move into heron pose. So bend your right knee a little bit and reach for the outside of your right foot. And then we can extend our leg up. Now, if this is too much on your knee and you already know, you can bring it in like you would for a Baddha Konasana so that the sole's facing up. So extend through your right leg. You can point your toes here or flex them, whichever is better for you. But it's important to find a nice long spine. Okay, so if you want to draw the heel in, the leg in, you can. The elbows will lift out. And breathe. For 3, for 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bend into your right knee a lot. We're going to find half lotus. So your right foot is going to come up towards your left hip crease. If that doesn't work for you, you can always bring it a little bit more onto the thigh. Or you can come just to a cross-legged seat like we began class. We're going to be moving into a twist. So inhale to reach your arms up. And exhale to twist over towards the right. So maybe this right hand comes around for the bind and binds with the right foot. Just an option. Inhale to find length. And exhale, look behind you. Good. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, unwind. Extend your legs out in front of you. Be very gentle with this left knee in particular. So just kind of bounce it out a little bit. You need to circle through the toes. Do that. And then cross your feet. Roll over your knees. Vinyasa. Or skip it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Come to the top of the mat, however you want to get there. So if you want to try popping or floating, you can do that. Find your halfway lift. And then your fold. Rise, inhale. And exhale, palms to the heart. Toe heel your feet out, so we're in that malasana shape. We're going to go down. But first, let's sweep the arms up, look up, and then very slowly bring your seat down to your heels for our malasana. Just as a preparation for our Titivasana or our firefly round 2. So our hands are going to come down to the earth, and then we're going to lift our hips up. Toes are facing out, and walk your hands underneath you. Now, if you want your hands to come to the calves or to the ankles, you can. And you can use this as leverage to really get those shoulders underneath your legs. From here, we're going to find a little cradle of our hips in our arms, and then come back just a bit so that you're just resting here. Okay, the elbows are squeezing in, your core is engaged, and my knees are drawing pretty close together too. So the knees aren't inactive, to say the least. They're drawing in. Okay, so now lift your right toes, your left toes, and maybe you even lift both sets of toes. Now squeeze everything into the midline. Good, and find your Titivasana. Good job, on to the earth. Good, now Vinyasa, however you want to get there. Woo! Or skip it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And then we'll find our child's pose. Good, so extend your left leg long and lower your left butt onto the earth. And this is key here, really pull the meat of this right calf away. And then root down through that right hip. Now, a lot of times the hips aren't going to be level here, so you're going to have to stick something under your left butt. Do whatever you need to have level hips. And again, if this is too much for your knee, ditch it. Okay, don't try to work through the pain. This is definitely something that if it hurts right off the bat, just don't even force it. So we're working to get both knees together as well, and let's start by folding. So we'll inhale to find length, and then exhale to fold. And I know my body weight is wanting to fall over towards the left, but I'm just going to keep hugging everything in and looking at my toes. 3 breaths here. Remembering to breathe and not hold the breath. We're just holding the pose just for one more breath. This too shall pass. Good. On an inhale, come up, and exhale, hands come down by your side. Now we're moving into that heron pose. So you can bend the knee to prepare if you'd like, or you can take it from a straight stance. It's all up to you. But both hands are on the foot. Left leg can be bent if you'd like, a little or a lot. I like to point my left toes, and then depending on how I feel, bring that leg in a little bit closer. Maybe give it a little kiss. And the elbows can wing out, or if you want, eventually they'll come around the calf. 2 more breaths. Finding length in the spine always. Good. Now bend into your left leg a lot and place your left foot on your right hip crease, finding a half lotus pose, moving into the twist. Now again, if this isn't working for you or if it's just not your favorite twist, maybe you can find Ardha Matsyendrasana, the seated spinal twist of your choice. We'll inhale both arms up and then exhale to twist over towards the left. So your right hand can come to your left knee, left hand can come behind you. If you want to find the bind for the left big toe, the foot, you absolutely can. But we're keeping this right heel super close in. And maybe just breathing through some new sensations for you. And take it all in as a part of your journey, a learning experience. And just getting to know a little bit more about yourself. Inhale to look forward. And exhale to unwind, nice and slow. Nice and slow. Good, and find your Paschimottanasana legs, and then just bounce it out. If you want to make some circles, I know that sometimes hurts the top of my feet, so you can roll it out a little bit here. Good. And then just we're going to come down to our backs. So slowly make your way there. And draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then find your Shavasana. So extend everything out. Now if you'd like, you can move into another spinal twist if you'd like. That could feel really good after this, or even some back bends or inversions. But our class will be coming to a close, so I invite you to take a few minutes anyway for your Shavasana, for integration. This is the most important pose of yoga, as it seals in all of the benefits of the yoga poses in your body and prepares your body and your mind for meditation. Thank you everyone so much for joining me today for Strong Hatha. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.